Hey everyone, CrimsonMune here. I was excited about getting Disney Plus so that I could introduce my two young sons to all of the classic Disney films, The Lion King, 101 Dalmatians, Aladdin, and so on. But personally, I was looking forward to Disney's new Star Wars show, The Mandalorian. Just finished season 1 last night, and I have plenty of thoughts to share. Overall, I love this new series. It's pretty different from any other Star Wars films or shows, and that was kind of the point. They ditched the typical Star Wars opening scroll and musical scores for something distinct. The vision was for this to be like a space western with the Mandalorian as the lone space cowboy, and it definitely comes across that way. The show seems to meander a bit in the middle as if we're stuck on side quests, but then finishes strong in the end on the main plot line. At first, I thought that maybe the Mandalorian was Boba Fett, but then I realized that can't be the case since this takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi, when Boba Fett met his fate in the Sarlacc pit. This became even more clear as his backstory is slowly revealed over the season. His family was wiped out by Imperial droids in a purge, and he was rescued and taken in by the Mandalorians. It explains why he hates droids and why he chooses to renege on his bounty hunter life to save the child, aka Baby Yoda, who I'll talk about in a minute. In the last episode, we learned the Mandalorian's name, Din Djarin, and we even see his face when IG removes his helmet to save his life in a redemptive moment. I love that Din is a conflicted, developing character. He's not an invincible, cold killer, but someone trying to live by a code that he's discovering within. This is the way. We met a number of side characters along the Mandalorian's journey. Peel was a really funny, interesting, tragic character, and I was sad to see him die protecting Baby Yoda. I have spoken. IG-11 was also a hilarious, awesome character, an assassin droid turned into Baby Yoda's nurse droid, who takes out an entire battalion with the baby strapped to his chest. Just hilarious. And I loved how they used IG for a redemptive arc for the Mandalorian with droids. The Armorer seems to be the leader of the Mandalorians, and she is badass. And then there's Cara Dune, the Mandalorian's most consistent sidekick through the season. I really wanted her to take on some Mandalorian armor in the last episode and become Din's partner. Maybe that'll happen down the road since she chose to stay on Navarro, where the Mandalorian armor is also staying. We'll see. At the end of the season, we met Moth Gideon, a ruthless Imperial villain hunting Baby Yoda. Din takes out his TIE fighter in an awesome scene where he uses his jetpack for the first time, but of course Moth Gideon survives. The crazy, surprising part is that Moth Gideon cuts himself out of the TIE fighter wreckage with none other than the Darksaber. The Darksaber is an ancient, unique, black-bladed lightsaber that almost looks like a glowing sword in the style of the Mandalorians. It was created by Tara Vizsla, the first Mandalorian inducted into the Jedi Order. And the Jedi and the Mandalores came into conflict during the fall of the Old Republic, so it passed through many hands, most notably none other than Darth Maul's. How did Moff Gideon end up with it? Is he Force sensitive? And will Baby Yoda somehow be trained and get it in the end? Very cool lore and very exciting for the future of the show. As an aside, I feel like Moff Gideon is kind of a reimagined Darth Vader, right? Darth Vader had this deep, like, African-American type of voice, but when he was finally revealed in Return of the Jedi, he's this crusty old fat white guy. Now we have a real, like, cool African-American guy with a black lightsaber sword. It's kind of a reimagined version of that villain, I think. And by the way, I love the long scene with the scout troopers talking about Baby Yoda. We've never heard stormtroopers talk that much other than Finn from the new trilogy. It was also hilarious that directors made fun of stormtroopers by having them both shoot at a can and miss over and over again and then give up. But then punched Baby Yoda, an unforgivable sin, so they got what they deserved from Nurse IG. Okay, finally, what you've been waiting for, Baby Yoda. Sorry, the child or the foundling. Nah, it's Baby Yoda, who obviously stole the show as evidenced by the countless memes and GIFs that immediately sprung up. Every time Baby Yoda is on the screen, my wife almost cries with joy, and I can't help but laugh and smile either. Disney got us and nailed it with this character. They're going to sell a lot of merchandise. Anyhow, it was surprising and exciting when the Mandalorian found his bounty and the floating crib opened up to reveal Baby Yoda. What is this baby's story? Is it actually somehow related to Yoda? What's its species? What planet is it from? We don't know any of these answers by the end of the first season, but finding these answers are solidified as Din's quest, with Baby Yoda officially his adopted son according to Mandalorian custom. Can't wait to get some answers and for all of the adventures across the galaxy on the way. I was surprised that the entire season was comprised of only 8 30-minute episodes. I think I've been spoiled by Game of Thrones with their seasons full of movie-length episodes. Anyhow, the short season worked and it left me wanting more. Season 2 was just announced, but unfortunately we're going to have to wait all the way until fall 2020. Long enough for another Baby Yoda to be conceived and born. Until then, we'll just have to rest easy knowing that Baby Yoda is back in its new father's care. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts and reactions in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to get notified for other videos that I post like this. Bye.